And of course we need just a little bit more vegetables. We're going to take an onion and cut this onion in half. Finish peeling it. This is an easy way to do an onion. Take the onion, put your hand on top, and you just slide your knife through the side of the onion until it goes all the way through. Then you take your knife and go through the top of the onion, just like so, and then you have it cut. Then you cut it sideways. And what do you have? Look at these little cubes of onion. Isn't that real simple? That which is left over, if you have some big pieces, you just run the knife through it for a second. Now, because it's Creole cooking, I like to use a lot of onion, so I'm going to go with the whole onion on this one. And we do the same process. And cut our onion up, just like that. And voila, we are ready to start sauteing. Because we're going to use this onion and all of this chopped up to make our sauce. You throw our onion in, you hit a nice sizzle. Then we put our green pepper in. And we hold off on the tomato. Tomato will go in just a wee bit later. Okay, that having been done, then we begin to saute our onions and our green pepper. As you will notice, as you saute, the onions and the green pepper begin to release the juices. All the flavor of the green pepper and the onions are being released. The release of that liquid is what you use to remove the fond from the bottom of the pan. So the onion and the green pepper juices pull all of the fond off the bottom of the pan. If it sautees long enough and you keep stirring it, you'll notice the color begin to change a little bit. And pretty soon, the bottom of the pan is clean as though you had never cooked in it. Why? Because all the juice is released and the flavor that has been released by the onions. Once you get it in that state, give it a couple of shakes. Now, then we're going to add some fresh thyme. Thyme is of the essence, as they say. I like that. So we're going to add some fresh thyme. And you can break it off. You can put the leaves or you can put the stems, and it doesn't really make a lot of difference because you can always take the stems out. But get your fresh thyme in there. Give it another shake and a stir. Let's see how this is blending nicely. Then we go over here and we take just a pinch of oregano. That's all we need, pinch of oregano. We don't want to overwhelm it with oregano because this is not an Italian sauce. It's a Creole sauce. Bay leaves. I'd use 3. 3 is good. They always teach you though that when you use bay leaves, you count them when you put them in. So when the sauce is finished, you know how many to take out. Why? Because bay leaves can be very dangerous. Somebody swallows a bay leaf and they got a cut throat. You don't want that. You've heard of cutthroat cooking. But we don't do any cutthroat cooking here at Blue Duck Catering. Okay, and we want to add just a little dash of red pepper flakes. Just to kind of, what Emerald says, kick it up a notch. So we got that going for us. And as you can see, it's beginning to get a little tight in the pan. So what do? Remember that the oil that we poured off the chicken? We take that. And we just put a little bit in there. Now we're using vegetable oil. And it never hurt anyone. We'll deal with healthy recipes at a future show. So we got that going for us. Now, once that is gone, we then take our tomato sauce and we add our tomato sauce. And I just put it in the center there. Don't stir it, because before I stir it, I want to add some garlic. I always use fresh garlic. You bust out the garlic like so. I like to use three good sized cloves. And take the side of the knife, give it a good whack, bang. Give it a good whack, bang. And you got 3 cloves of garlic. Then you peel the little paper pieces off, just like so. And you'll notice at the base of each garlic, there's a little root there. What you want to do is cut that little root tip off, because you don't want to eat that. That's a root. Nobody eats roots these days. So once you cut that off, then you cut up your garlic. All depends on, you can cut it up peasant style or you can finely chop it, but in any event, it's still garlic. And you know, back in the day, when this recipe was developed, there probably was no garlic powder, so you had to use fresh garlic. And I think fresh garlic is far superior to garlic powder. Okay, now we begin to stir up our sauce. That garlic hasn't been infused. You always put the garlic in last because garlic has a tendency to burn quickly, so you don't want it to burn. Once we got our sauce in here, then we want to add our fresh tomatoes. Fresh tomatoes, voila. And it's time to add a little chicken broth. I like to use the free-range chicken broth. It gives the sauce the consistency that you need. And there you go. And of course, what do we add? Salt and pepper. Now, salt and pepper is always what you have to use, but you use your own discretion how much you want to put in there. Once your salt and pepper's in, your sauce, for all intents and purposes, is done. There you go. That's Creole sauce. Well, our chicken has been cooking now for about 25, 35 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, depending on how tender you want the chicken to be. So let's get it presented. Take our pan, and we place our chicken in the bowl. And if you recall, we talked about bay leaves. So what do? We take our bay leaves out. And I know I put 2 in there, so I'm taking 2 out. The rest of our chicken in. And then we pour our sauce over the chicken. And that, ladies and gentlemen, just about finish it up. But we take just a little bit of thyme, sprinkle it on there, just to give it a little touch of color. And we take some large sprigs, place it right in the center like so, and voila. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. Creole chicken, New Orleans style, my grandmother's recipe. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. Bon appetit. I'm going to take this and serve this. Get some hungry people with you over here. Thanks for joining us.